Падабум! І пішов крутити сальто.
Russian serviceman shows results of a Himars strike on a BM Grad artillery system parked in a tree line. This resulted in a violent detonation of the ammo which killed the gunner. His comrades built a monument using damaged, rusty remnants of the Grad.
На этом месте был прилет. Здесь были наши машины, БМки, Грады. Погиб наш парень, наводчик. Отдал свою жизнь за наше будущее. Парни сделали вот такой памятник, соорудили. Да. Поставили вот от машины. Наводчик, прицельная панорама. Да, он наводчиком был. Вот она, прицельная панорама от машины, поставили сюда. Такой памятник соорудили ребята. Вот здесь был прилет. Боекомплект разнесло. Хаймарсами били. Посадку как скосило все. Вот они, трубы от Града. Все, что осталось. И вот здесь был прилет первый. Первая ракета вот сюда зашла в землю. Глубина метра 3, наверное, там уходит. Ну и вот последствия. Земля пухом нашим бойцам, отдающим жизни за наше будущее, за наших детей. Слава нашим парням, слава нашим героям.
Let's continue with the destruction of the Russian truck KAMAZ 5350 Mustang in the Kherson region, the work of the Birds of Magyar unit. Robert Brovdi, commonly known by his call sign Magyar, is a Ukrainian soldier, politician, and businessman who is the founder of the Ukrainian military drone unit Magyar's Birds. Brovdi raised funds on his own to buy a fleet of drones, with which he set up the aerial reconnaissance unit Magyar's Birds, which was absorbed into the Ukrainian 28th Mechanized Brigade. The unit is composed of a few dozen pilots with hundreds of drones. Like much of the Ukrainian army, the drones used by the unit are the Chinese-made civilian DJI Mavics.
Нічого, щоб свідчило про пробачу рятувальну операцію навколо, так і не відбувалося. Працюємо далі.
Russian Defense Minister Shoigu says we have lost 24 aircraft, which are shot down in 5 days. The news that will not get into Putin's folders.
Сбили 24 самолета за 5 дней. За 5 дней.
Russian serviceman with call sign 13th is complaining about the creation by Kadyrov of a Chechen battalion named after Sheikh Mansour. He calls Chechnya a region of tax subsidies and criticizes Kadyrov's son, Adam. 13th, along with other Russian servicemen, love attacking Kadyrov's Chechnya, highlighting previous Chechen attempts to cede from Russia. But for some reason, they always fail to mention who it was who gave Kadyrov all the power. They never talk about Putin because he's the one they're fighting against Ukraine for. But they seem fine with this dissonance. So if they are happy with tolerating Putin, why complain about Kadyrov at all? Hero tankman, Terek Cossack Igor Grigorashenko. On this day he will die in battle in Grozny, his tank will burn down. His words, "If we give up Chechnya, Russia will fall apart." Aren't they true? Chechnya today does not look like Russia. This is a region of complete tax subsidies. They didn't express any particular desire to fight in the special military operation. After all, this isn't the same as scamming morons in the President Hotel in Moscow. Russian laws do not work in Chechnya. Kadyrov's young children parade around with firearms, beat the defendants while their father praises them on the internet, and calls his son Adam, a hero of Muslims. At the same time, terrorist Hussein Jambatov continues to appear next to Kadyrov. Jambatov was ordered by Kadyrov from Kiev by mail. All charges against him were dropped, and he was enrolled in Akhmat. Is that what you wanted to achieve, after all the terrible events in the Caucasus? In my opinion, this reaction is getting out of control, and all the old wounds and unfinished wars will one day make themselves felt. You'll see again. At press conference, Finnish investigators release first subsea images of the Baltic connector pipeline damage site, along with images of the extremely heavy object they found near the pipeline and subsequently recovered, appearing to be an anchor. The Chinese ship Nunu Polar Bear has been seen in the port of Arkhangelsk with its anchor missing. Finnish investigators suspect it lost the anchor by dragging it into the Baltic connector, causing damages to the Finnish-Estonian gas pipeline that will take 6 months to repair. In a very interesting development, U.S. Ambassador to Kazakhstan Daniel Rosenblum inaugurated a NATO liaison office in the country's capital. The news has flown under the radar, but it's a very interesting development that's had a lot of resonance in Russia in particular. After Russia, Kazakhstan is the biggest supplier of active troops to the Collective Security Treaty Organization. Russian journalist Alexander Sladkov has published a long and interesting message from the Russian point of view on the evolution of Kazakhstan's relations. Basically, they consider the country's positions to be increasingly hostile, notably through decisions to block exports of military goods to Russia. With soft horseradish, you won't establish order in the family. A person with whom you can simply have a good conversation is not a friend, but a conversationalist. A friend, especially a leader, elder, or guide, should not be kind and yielding. First, Kazakhstan refuses to supply us with sanctioned goods. Then it promises to support the Western blockade of Russia. We need to stop extending a hand of friendship to someone who doesn't accept it. Or they gravitate towards the strong. We must be strong. But there's a catch with Kazakhstan. As soon as we leave or push too far in this steppe country, NATO will be there. 100%. Pardon, NATO is already in Kazakhstan. The only option left is to choose one of the two outcomes. Out of the 3 possible allies, Russia, China, the Anglo-Saxons, Kazakhstan chooses a distant and dangerous power over its neighbors, or it hopes to maneuver among all possible allies, leaning towards its own game. I don't know. And here comes the unexpected conclusion. The fact that NATO is advancing toward our borders again, despite START, Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, is not anyone's fault. In Russia, it's a given. If you even express criticism or suggest that someone is doing something wrong to the detriment of the motherland, they'll react immediately. So nobody's to blame for NATO being at our doorstep again.
Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.